Welcome one and all to Bike Racing Without Mercy, a Majorca special, and thanks to Moray at All Things Ride for inviting me out to take part in the Majorca 312. Yep, a taper would likely have been optimal, but no way was I going to squander time on a magnificent cycling island with friends, suffering an extended period of low activity. So the 312 was consigned to the back of my mind in order to partake in a number of climbs at various different flavours of gas, ranging from full on Calobra to tempo to the max on Puig Major. The bike box Alan is open, and so far all seems pretty promising. Well, after a few drinks at the sun with Jayne and Paul, hey presto, the cargo delivered safely to Majorca. It took about 15 minutes to put back together, and definitely the bike box Alan Triathlon Aero Easy Fit delivering on the billing. Gets a big thumbs up from me. Thank you to Alan of the bike boxes. What a day, Paul. It's all right, he says. I mean, look at it. What a day! Sublime. Oh. I think our little adventure to the lighthouse may be coming to an abrupt end. Yep, it is. After arriving on a Sunday, Monday was a working from home abroad day, and I took the liberty of a 2-hour lunch break to ride out with Paul, aka Piglet, to Cap de Formentor, upgrading my lunchtime Strava ride, courtesy of All Things Ride. The climb out of Formentor, switchback, not heaven, but switchback niceness. Let's go, Paul. Together we took in the Col de la Creta, 3.3 kilometres to the spectacular viewpoint, and then descended down to Formentor and onwards in search of the iconic lighthouse. And having failed miserably in our mission to see the lighthouse, but also having savoured the views of the bay, you find us here on the way back up the Col de la Creta, which merges into the MA2210 climb, very much the best direction in my opinion. It's about 3 kilometres, including 2.3 km at 8.6% in order to provide a little bit of spice and indulge in some threshold to open the lungs and the legs. Lovely climb, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. A lot better this way than the other.
Much nicer. And straight onwards and upwards into the bonus climb, the DT Swiss Segment Challenge, which adds an extra 2 kilometres at 6.7% on a much rougher road surface. Grippy and pothole to the max is an understatement, but views over the bay to savour. Well, up until the point where the GoPro fell off the back of Paul's saddle. Apparently I've got a floppy end. Check it out. Strawberry yogurt for the climbers. What you got?
Smoothie.
Some kind of mango.
Mango.
You're going to
mix.
get a brain freezer for that, aren't you?
Yeah,
Have a big swig. Give us a brain freeze for the camera. Implacable. You can't see the pain going on behind the glasses. Calobra lies over there. And Mr. Piglet and I, well, we're going for our own full gas attempt. More to come. But wow, views on views. Could even see the sea. Spirits are high. So we had a lovely little ride out, about an hour and a half, 900 metres of climbing, super easy. We now have to descend, I think, somewhere down there in order to come back up. But what is it with my riding partners and bonus climbs? Naughty Piglet, he gave me a bonus climb, Col de Race, in order to get to the top of Calobra. But look at it, beautiful views, eh? In Paul's own words, the procrastination now begins. Obviously, the descent, even I enjoyed the descent enough to let the legs get, well, cold and sticky, I think is the word, isn't it, Paul?
Yep.
Probably needs to have a little bit of a warm up, but here we are, safety deposit at the bottom. There we go, look at that. Well, here we are, procrastinated a little bit further, came all the way back down, with the excuse that we're going to warm the legs on the steep ramp ahead of the KOM start. What about an ice cream, really, to delay things any further? An ice cream? Nice ice cream, a coffee maybe? No, we really are going to get onto it. We really are, aren't we, Paul? We're going to get on with it.
Yes.
And I'm the carrot, he's going to chase me down. What, 3-minute head start for me, Paul?
I agree with 3 minutes, let's try that.
Yeah, at least three.
I might go early though.
Hoping to go around about 35 minutes, but we'll see. What about you, Paul?
Yeah. It looks like 45-minute climb to me. But...
yeah, it took a long time to get down, but you know, hoping for some kind of a miracle tailwind or something like that to drag us back up. Anyway, onwards. More of the max effort in a moment, which we didn't film given we were both seeking our best time, and Paul is a lot quicker than me. It's a wonderful climb at full pelt and well worth doing again at pleasant gas. Therefore, we descended down again for a spectacular hill repeat at and around aerobic threshold at a civilised 228 watts of me, with Raoul giving us some company. And as an FYI, you have to climb the MA10 or up Puig Major in order to get to the start point and then climb Col de Race before you can descend Calobra down to the port before you can climb back up it. There is no other way. It's a 9.4 kilometre engineering masterpiece, ascending 656 metres at 7% whilst complementing the contours of the geology. It was handcrafted without machines in the 1930s. This is a labour of love, originally built for tourists in order to get them down to the port, but today is predominantly the cyclist's original roller coaster, Watopia meets theme park in the Balearics. The descent is right up there with Masca in Tenerife, very special, but do take care, there's lots of folk trying to PB up and down, and not all have the mountain bike pedigree descending capability of Peter Sagan. Plus, you'll be sharing the road with cars and buses, big buses as you'll see. From the port at the very bottom, there's about half a kilometre of nice gradient, one way to the KOM start just after the speed bumps. So take the time to find your rhythm and settle in 10 to 15 watts below your target power before ramping gradually from there. Calobra is a climb of 3 very absorbing chapters. Chapter 1 is Jurassic in appearance, steaming through the scented pine forest and carving through the spectacular rock formations. Up and out the saddle through the copper crevasse is very special indeed.
Keep going. You're nearly there.
Paul advised to add in a little bit of power on the steep ramps and keep it on over the mini brows in order to build momentum and then get back down to target power. It's faster that way. Chapter 2 is one of sweeping gradual bends and a few tighter corners with improving views. The gradients are very civilised, so don't go too deep yet and take a little bit of time to look up at the hairpins draped across the final 3 kilometres and focus on your momentum and speed, and don't also be afraid to partake in a little bit of micro recovery and pampering when the gradient falls below 5%.
Well done to him though, he did it alright. Well, there wasn't a lot of room, was there? No. As in the degree of error.
Chapter 3 is the main course, Hairpin Heaven. It's about 3 kilometres of cycling perfection, including some of the steeper ramps, albeit nothing disgusting. So a little ramp of power may be okay from here depending on your legs. However, I was pretty much manacled to 270 to 280 watts throughout, with a few surges on the steeper bits. And on the sweeping left-hander that takes you right back over yourself, drain the tank. Full gas to the max, go for your best time. Now you really don't need to be out of the saddle under the arch of the bridge, but my vanity knows no bounds. My max effort time was 33 minutes and 23 seconds, averaging 17 kilometers an hour. That compared to 39 minutes 28 seconds for my aerobic effort, which was 228 watts of 14 kilometers. A climb very much worth the pilgrimage. All in all, a fantastic day out and a great confidence builder. 136 kilometres, 3,100 metres of climbing, and if the 312 hadn't been looming, I'd have probably also had another crack at Puig Major from Solaire, and that features very shortly.
The question is, did Sergio manage to make 220? A very absorbing climb, beautiful, lovely gradients, a few ramps in a kind of 10% level. But you can stay seated and spin, and you can get up out in a saddle to mash a little bit at your convenience. Loved it. About 33.5 minutes in all, so super happy with that. And with a 3-minute head start, the breakaway managed to stay away. What was your time, Piglet?
I think 30-ish.
30ish?
Yeah, give or take.
Wow.
Depending where the start finishes.
Nice, a lot quicker than me.
They did well. Stayed away.
Stayed away. You must have given me about 4 minutes head start then, rather than 3.
3:40 maybe, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't have a little spin at the warm-up loop.
Too confident, too cool for school is our Piglet.
Too much of a wee.
Old Bear Grylls here left his sandwich and a few other bits to save weight behind the tree, and he's got ants. Now there's a cafe over there, but never one to knowingly waste carbohydrates. He's getting a bit of extra protein in with the ham and the ants. How is it, Paul?
Very good.
Yeah, better with the ants?
Second time I've had ants.
The ants had a certain je ne sais quoi.
They're citrus.
Citrus ants. Beautiful.
Ask Brownbill.
They are citrus.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
Nick Bramble, are ants flavoured citrus? Please answer in the comments. So we've got 90 kilometres, 2,700 metres of climbing under the belt, and feeling good actually, feeling a lot better than yesterday. Fingers crossed for the 312. So we had a nice aerobic threshold effort, around about 40 minutes to get here, and then a lovely anaerobic threshold effort up Calobra. Beautiful it was, really enjoyed the climb, and then another aerobic threshold effort. Therefore, to the climbers, the Oreo ice cream spoils. That's good. And a Fanta. Conclusions on Calobra. Basically, Watopia meets theme park. Beautiful climb, but super busy. Day 3 featured more fun in the sun with Sergio, Raul and Paul taking in the MA10 climb and then the Puig Major descent to Solaire. And after a light lunch, straight back up Puig Major, which in my view is the best way to the top of the ridge and the reservoirs. And here you find us on the first part of the MA10 climb, which also features on the Majorca 312 route, called the Col de Femenia.
Hola! Oh, what a morning! Couple of climbs under the belt with Sergio, Raul, his brother, who's just coming down the road there, and of course, Mr. Paul Hambler. What an uplifting day! I mean, look at it. Sunshine, blue skies, the sea, views on views, and coaches, and coaches. Lovely couple of climbs, nice tempo hit, legs feeling good, loads of carbohydrates in the body. Time for me to get out of the way. Oopsie daisy, there we go. Bike Box Alan did a good job of transporting it. The Comas bus nearly destroyed it. There we go, look at this, their descent, all ruined. Yep, traffic jams is a feature of Majorca as well as London. Look at that. There we go, everybody's off now. Spirits are on the up again.
We pile straight into the rest of the MA10 climb. In total it measures in at 16 kilometres including Col de Femenia. It's basically a climb of 3 ramps, therefore the average gradient of 3.4% takes into account the fact that there's some flat and also some mini descents. Despite the mini descents, this is a great climb. All in, it took 43 minutes at an average 243 watts, but more power on the climbs and off the accelerator on the descents. This is feel-good cycling, providing plenty of contrast. It's YouTuber heaven and best save it with friends. The ascent back up Puig Major is right up there with T-Day and Tenerife. 720 metres of elevation at a very consistent 6% until after the tunnel at the top. It's a place to deploy your most consistent and even tempo, savour those pedal strokes and manage your resources. Also practice eating on the climb. For me, this is 43 minutes of undiluted pleasure, averaging 243 confidence-building watts. Good time in the saddle. All in, this was a super enjoyable day in the saddle. 133 kilometres, 2,400 metres of climbing, all good for the confidence, but definitely time for a rest day on the Thursday and a super light day on the Friday ahead of the Majorca 312. Please do look out for the video being released next weekend, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd be super grateful if you would, and do please give the video a thumbs up. Thank you. A very slow 12th rep there, but I can report the hotel has a beautiful gym, really nice. It's even got a squat rack. Well, I'm joining Jayne on a work day today, a rest day off the Conargo, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to say to Moray at All Things Ride, thank you ever so much for laying on such incredible accommodation here at the Sea Club Hotel and Resort. Really is lovely accommodation, loads of room, fully fitted out kitchen, plenty of room to work if you have to, loads of storage, obviously a lovely bathroom and bedroom, but perfect for the cyclist. Thanks ever so much.